Another core need that each of us need to have is we need to have shelter. We need to be able to have a roof under us so we can sleep and to store our possessions and raise our families. Um, what kind of shelter do we need to live in? Well, we can live in houses, we can live in apartments. Um, that's more like from a living perspective. But what about businesses? They have to operate. They just don't operate on a street unless you're in the tropics or something. But businesses and companies need roofs to need a roof to build their products, to store their tools, to have employees work in. So now you're dealing with factories, office buildings. Um, Ultimately, to support that structure, that infrastructure, well, we need people who are experts in building and accommodations management and building management, property management. Um, Buildings just also don't grow on trees. You have to build them, right? So we need materials and equipment to build our shelters. We need people to build the infrastructure. So we need infrastructure around it. We need roads, piping, sanitation. If we're building communities, you got to have fire stations, schools, landscaping, parks, to support these shelters that we need. Again, a core requirement that we need. We need to have tools to build and maintain these shelters. And ultimately, it's great. You can build a whole bunch of buildings and houses and condos and factories, but you need electricity to heat and cook, and to generate for machines to run and to sustain our living. So again, as you can see, just a simple little concept. Shelter has so many different levels of support, just to support this core necessity that we have. So again, breaking it down, what kind of companies out there serve this need in terms of shelter? Well, there's tons of them, and I've listed again a few more of them, like in terms of Toll Brothers. They make residential housing. Brookfield Properties, they are a property management company. Caterpillar, the equipment to build houses and buildings and condos and stuff. As I said, buildings need electricity, so all the factor in all the utility companies, the electrical utility companies, Canadian Utilities, for example. Solar energy now, we're dealing more with energy requirements. Break it down into our individual homes, home renovations. That's another element that's constantly there. People are constantly renovating their kitchens and bathrooms, wallpaper, tiling, just basic plumbing maintenance. Companies like Home Depot, Lowe's, Rona, Walmart, they're into that stuff. And then again, more property management companies, Cadillac Fairview, REITs, real estate investment trust companies, furniture. You can put a building together, put a house together, but you got to furnish it. You got to have a place to sit. You need a sofa, you need a table, you need lamps, wall units. Companies like Leon's. So again, a simple concept like shelter, a simple necessity that we all need, shelter. There's such a huge amount of businesses out there that support those needs, support that need, and it's important, and it's just fascinating to see how many different types of companies are out there to do that. So that's shelter. Let's go on.